Hey everybody, it's Kevra. That's me, I'm Kevra. New look, exact same obsession with Mario Party. In fact, I think the obsession got a lot worse. As did my hairline. Now look, I hate to be that overly confident YouTuber who guarantees something because I personally hate that. And let's face it, people are so wrong about so many different things. I mean, people thought just because Super only had 4 boards, there was got to be DLC. There's no way they couldn't do DLC, and then they didn't do it. When people discovered that there was a mushroom shop in Mushroom Village in Mario Party Superstars, people were convinced that we were gonna be able to buy a Bowser board there. And then that also turned out to not be the case. But despite the fact that people have been so wrong about Mario Party in the past, despite the fact that I hate it when YouTubers are arrogant about something they don't know about, despite the fact that I myself do not work for Nintendo, I don't have an uncle that works for Nintendo, I don't even have a fake uncle that I'm gonna make up and say he works for Nintendo. I am so confident that we are going to have 8 or more boards in Super Mario Party Jamboree. And the big reason why is this image right here. Now, a few days ago, someone posted something on Reddit that pointed out this area over here that had this little dry patch, and they were like, do you think there's a chance there's gonna be even more unlockable boards? And I was like, unlockables? Yeah. But boards, yeah, it's probably just like a side mode or a trophy room, or maybe even like a monument you get whenever you beat the story mode, something along those lines. I think the only boards that are gonna get unlocked are the ones that we currently see being built. So outside of Mario's Rainbow Castle, Western Land, and Bowser's Keep, I don't think there's anything else. Is there a chance? Sure, but I would not expect it. And then I noticed this little ladder over here, and the fact that it leads up to this particular mountain. And I was like, well, that's a bit weird, but yeah, it's probably just, there's a bonus mode over here, and then over here is the big statue, or, vice versa, or something like that. Again, that does not imply that there are unlockable boards in this game. And then I looked over at this beach, and again, it felt like something else should be there, because there's just this wide open stretch of beach with this boat over here, these trees mostly over here, and then there's just a gap right here. But I was like, that's probably volleyball. Maybe that's another mini game mode. Who knows what that is? But it doesn't mean that there's more unlockable boards. Flash forward to the next day. I'm making my next Mario Party video. I'm looking over footage. I'm creating still images, and then I noticed something that I hadn't realized before, because everything on this side of the world is a map. You got the lagoon over here, you got the Wiggler map over here, you got the raceway right here, you got the mall right here. They're clearly, the Dry Bones are building a Bowser map over here. The Shy Guys are building Western Land over here. Behind this balloon, you can see the cloud where the Koopa Troopa or Paratroopa is blowing up balloons for Rainbow Castle. But there is no sign of any kind of bonus mode or settings or anything on this side of the world. That's all on the other side of the world. Like, if we slowly go through that footage of the hot air balloon moving from the left side of the world to the right side of the world, we're gonna see, basically what looks like it's all the side modes. Starting with what appears to be the top of a mountain, which I think is the top of this area right here, which I suspect is the mini game area. I mean, I think that's why you have like those little boats and you have all these different piers, is because this is where you can do all the different mini game modes or just free play. And then of course, if you look to the right, you're gonna see that little entrance to nowhere, because there's rocks blocking it, and that's probably another unlockable mini game mode of some sort. But anyway, continuing the hot air balloon journey, as you can see, we're moving a little bit more to the right. We're gonna see that giant Bowser statue. We're gonna see what appears to be all those Bowser modes where Bowser's chasing you or you're fighting back. You even see the cannon that they were shooting Bowser with in the trailer. And then we move even more to the right and we see that area where it looked like Mario and Luigi were flying Peach around. And then you move even more to the right and you see what appears to be the settings house maybe, and then also maybe more settings that has to do with music, or possibly a rhythm bonus mode, because there's also the kitchen signs on it as well. So I'm not quite sure about that. But then finally, you move past those buildings and then all you see are the boards. That's it. Once we hit Goomba's Lagoon, there is no side modes, there is no settings, all that stuff we saw before is on the left. This right here is all the boards. But even with that information in mind, I still was not convinced that there were more unlockable boards. I figured that this top section was probably gonna be for Mario's Rainbow Castle, because if you look at it, it looks pitiful. Clearly they're in the building stage, and whenever it gets built, it's probably gonna be a lot bigger, and it's gonna be a little bit closer to this island, and then they're probably gonna have like a rainbow bridge that goes up to it, and then maybe this ladder over here, there's just another bridge that goes from here. Maybe it's a cloud bridge, maybe it's a rainbow bridge, maybe it's just a regular bridge. And so you go from here to here, or maybe the cloud area stretches all the way over here, and then the castle is like right here, and then so you have the rainbow bridge going from here to here, because the Mario's Rainbow Castle is like right here basically. So I still wasn't fully convinced. I was not ready to jump on the there's more than 7 boards train quite yet. Flash forward to Sunday night. I'm in bed, but I'm still looking over some of the footage. I'm creating stills, and then I noticed something that I had not noticed before. This. What the fuck is this? Kevin just dropped his first F-bomb on the channel. This shit's about to get serious. Seriously? What the fuck is this? Because up here, I can just say, oh, that's Mario's Rainbow Castle, even though I feel like this has nothing to do with Mario's Rainbow Castle. But again, I can make that excuse. And we've already established that everything on this side of the map has to do with the boards. This isn't going to take me to Mario's Rainbow Castle. This isn't going to take me over to Western Land. This is not going to take me to Bowser's Keep. This has nothing to do with any of the other boards. So what the fuck is it? And don't just try and tell me that this is just some weird design. It's just, a way to give the island a little bit more variety and all that kind of stuff. No, if we were playing Zelda right now, I'd be bombing the shit out of that wall. There is something behind it. And you even have this little green patch in front of it. There's it's gonna lead you into it once you get past the wall and you blow it up or whatever. There's gonna be some sort of cavern. Maybe even a creepy cavern. And that's the thing, is I think this absolutely is a sign that there are more than 7 boards in this game. And I think this particular area is probably one of them. I think this particular area, it's gotta be maybe, since it's on a mountaintop, maybe eventually there's gonna be snow on it and they're gonna build chilly waters. Maybe when you come down here, there's gonna be Waluigi's Island, and then there's gonna be a little path to Waluigi's Island, or maybe it's gonna be Pirate Bay, and then there's just all sorts of possibilities. But you can't tell me right now that this is just there for no reason. You can't tell me that it's just gonna be a mini game mode or some sort of other bonus mode that just happens to be surrounded by all these boards. I am convinced that there is at least 8 boards in this game, possibly more. And here's the other thing, and this has always been in the back of my mind, is the fact that they called this a bigger, bolder Mario Party. But bigger than what? Because just a few games ago, Mario Party 9 also had 7 boards. Before that, Mario Party 5 had 7 boards. The biggest game, the game that had the most maps, was Mario Party 1 with 8 boards. This game claims to have 7 boards. That is not the biggest. Everything else about this game is the biggest. 110 minigames is the most we have ever had. 21 playable characters are the most we have ever had. It looks like this is gonna be the most side modes we have ever had. But map-wise, it's not the biggest. Mario Party 1 is the biggest. So if they want to at least match the biggest, they have to do 8. At least 8. If they want to surpass it and become the actual biggest, you're gonna have to do more than 8. Now that doesn't mean that they're going to do more than 8, but they at least have to do 8. And considering Mario Kart has been making games where half the tracks are old and half the tracks are new, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case here. If we have 5 brand new boards, they're teasing 2 remade ones, but there's a total of 5. Now what those 5 boards are going to be, I don't know, aside from Western Land and Mario's Rainbow Castle, those are dead giveaways. But honestly, if someone had told me beforehand that the new Mario Party was gonna have 5 old boards remade, I would have thought that they would not have done Mario Party 1 and 2. Because Superstars had a bigger focus on Mario Party 1 and 2, where they both got 2 boards each, and Mario Party 3 only got 1. And so I would have predicted that the focus would be on Mario Party 3 and 4 boards. That way when they do Superstars 2, it can focus on Mario Party 5 through 7 as they focus on the capsule system. But clearly, that was not the case here. Clearly, they were not done with Mario Party 1 and 2, which makes me wonder, are they going to stick with that? Are they going to stick with the N64 generation? And if they do, my best guess would be the fact that we're going to get 2 more Mario Party 3 boards and 1 more Mario Party 1 board. That way, we get half from each of those games. We get 3 boards from Mario Party 2 and Mario Party 3, and then we get 4 boards from Mario Party 1 because that game had more boards than Mario Party 2 and Mario Party 3. But at the same time, as I look at this picture, nothing really screams at me from Mario Party 1 other than maybe they could do Eternal Star, like towards up in the sky. But other than that, nothing is really hinting at the fact that there's gonna be a specific board from Mario Party 1. I mean, for this mountain, you could technically put anything there. You could put DK's jungle there, you could put Luigi's engine room there. That could even be Bowser's Magma Mountain if we have 2 Bowser boards in this game. Or maybe this is the mountain that takes you up to Eternal Star. They have some sort of star bridge or something like that just basically like takes you from the land area up into the sky. But this particular area right here, I mean, if we're talking specifically the N64 generation, I can't think of anything that fits what would be this like cavern area, this dungeon-like area, other than Creepy Cavern. Especially because I feel like, and I could be mistaken, but this green area that I thought was grass at first, but I think it might actually be this green water that's over here on the left side of Creepy Cavern. And then when it comes to the beach or the water area, that could obviously be a few different things. Like, I'd love them to redo Pirate Land, but I don't think they're gonna do Pirate Land. I feel like it would be Waluigi's Island over here, again with like some sort of dock or like whatever taking you from the beach to the island. Or it could be Deep Blooper Sea, and that's why we've got like this big huge stretch of water like just right in front of the island. But the only other thing I could see for this would be Pirate Dream from Mario Party 5, which means that the 5 remade boards, again, if they even go that high, would be 1 board each from Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2, Mario Party 3, Mario Party 4, and Mario Party 5. And then this would probably be Koopa's Seaside Soiree, possibly. And then the Mario Party 3 board would probably be up here. Or I don't know, maybe the Mario Party 4 board could be up here. Because again, this could literally be anything. And you know, maybe something could even be over here, possibly. Because if you look at this like island, it kind of, I mean, it's the exact same like texture as what the rest of the boards, or at least most of the boards, are on. And then if you look at these islands over here, it kind of matches everything else. Like if you look at everything else to the left, basically this gray texture is what's used for all of those islands. But this right here, this matches where all the other boards are. I'm not as convinced about this one. This could easily just be, this is where the trophy room is or something like that. And it's just next to where all the boards are. Because this is right next to the lagoon, but it's at the very end. So I feel like this could go either way. So maybe it's not a board, and maybe this top area over here is just an extension of Mario's Rainbow Castle. Maybe the beach is barren, but I am so certain that if nothing else, we have an 8th board right here. That just seems like too coincidental that, oh, there just happens to be a marking there, there's this little green patch right there, and all the boards are right over here. Like, I can't imagine that being something else. And then you add that with the fact that this is supposed to be the biggest Mario Party ever, and 7 boards is not the most amount of boards that we've had in a Mario Party game. That being said, I guess instead of being unlockable boards, these could be free DLC boards, like updates that are going to come shortly after the game releases. It could also be paid DLC, but the problem I have with DLC is it feels like the next generation Switch is quickly coming, so they're not going to have a lot of time to charge for DLC before the current Switch system gets replaced by the next generation of Switch. And Nintendo kind of seems to have stopped doing the free updates lately, so I also feel like it's not that. And who knows, maybe I'm just wrong about this. Maybe this little cavern area is like a records thing where it shows you how many times you've played each board, how many times a character has won on a specific board. Because that kind of would match this area. It feels like it'd be weird to have just a specific area for that. But even though I have to admit that there is a chance that there is only 7 boards in this game, I just can't help but feel like this is a sign that there is at least 8. But what do you guys think? Do you think I'm way off base here? Do you think there's absolutely not going to be more than 7 boards? Or, after all the evidence I just presented, do you think that there's actually going to be 8 or more boards? Do you think those boards will be from the N64 era, from the GameCube era? Let me know down in the comments below, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Oh wait, hold on, before you go, real quick, this is a temporary thing. I'm in the process of moving. This is just where I would film like an audition or whatever. So just ignore all of that. Eventually I'm gonna get like a real backdrop again, but right now just deal with it.